Well, we had a little issue in the shop the other day. This is the X base to my steady rest. And had a couple pins in here that I had to push out. And so I put the thing in my arbor press over there, which I think is like a 2-ton press, and it didn't have enough balls to push it out. So I put it in my 20-ton press. And unfortunately, I don't know whether it was a mistake on my part or just a crappy casting, but she busted. So that's junk. But what I ended up doing was making another one. This one I made out of steel. And I didn't record it because I was kind of pissed off at the time. But basically, this goes on the bottom of the steady rest. If I could see through the camera. There we go. That lines it up on the lathe. But it got me to thinking, how can I avoid this problem? I mean, this shop press has got 20 tons behind it, and it's an issue because you can't control it. Well, actually, now you can, because I put this on it, and what this is a pressure regulator on the inlet side of it. And it allows me to control how much force comes down. It also controls the speed. Fortunately, I had all the pieces laying around, so it's just a matter of putting it all together. But worked out pretty good, so I'll show you. You know, this is the normal, which you've seen before. And that's the brutal part. But if I crank this down, I get pretty good control over it now. So hopefully we'll be avoiding this situation in the future, because I can sneak up on it now. So yeah, took a couple hours. I had to piece together some stuff, you know, scrounge some parts out of the junk box, and you know, boy, do they make couplers anymore that don't leak? You know, Milton used to be a real good name for couplers, but you can see that now I have a band clamp on the end of that hose because the other Milton, you know, nice brass coupler, I thought it was nice, it was leaking like a sieve, and when I went to try to get it off of there, it had seized on the end of the ferrule. So the only way I could get it off was cut it. Fortunately, I had a hose barb that would work. So nothing's leaking right now, and everything's under control, as we say. Have variable pressure on my shop press. You know, it's not calibrated or anything. I have no idea, like, you know, at 100 psi the thing's 20 tons. I really don't think at 50 it's 10 tons. So I have no way of gauging it, but at least I have a way of, I'll turn it down real low to 20 psi if I want to push something out, and then I can just step on the pedal and turn this regulator until, things start happening. So anyways, yeah, just thought I'd give you that little tidbit there. Don't let this happen to you. So the other day, Horror Freight had another sale. And on a whim, I went up and got the side cabinet for my roller cabinet. It's pretty nice. Same quality as the other one. To my shock, the first one they brought out was pristine. Not a dent or a scratch on it. This thing weighs, empty, it's about 150 pounds. And you gotta lift it up, hook that over the top. So that was really the only hard part I had to deal with, was getting that over the lip. I ended up just putting blocks under it and raising it up slowly. But yeah, now I got like extra space. Got a drawer for my steady. Got a drawer for all my spanners and stuff, and some of it's still empty. There's some good old lathe tooling. Not a bad deal for under 200. Like I said, it's real sturdy. Same quality as this bad boy over here. So the other cool thing is you can get one for this side too. You gotta lose the handle, but it's got the attachments to hook things up to. So I find that it's a pretty cheap alternative. For me, I would have got they have a 56-inch cabinet, but man, moving that thing around by myself, I don't think I would have been able to do it. The 44, this is maneuverable for me, when I had to lift it up off the truck and stuff like that. I mean, it was a chore, but I don't think I would have been able to do the 56. So for comparable money, you can get pieces that are maneuverable. If I start deciding I'm going to run out of space again, or if it looks like Horror Freight is going to, discontinue this stuff, I may actually go out and get a second one for this side. But, yeah. So, not a bad deal. Don't forget, you got to look at this stuff. Make them open it in the store. That's what I did. And then you check out all the drawers and make sure there's no big dents in it or, scratches on it. Or another thing is the welds. Sometimes they don't weld very well. So, yep, inspect it. And, in my opinion, it's a pretty good deal. Okay, so we still got the machine heater on the kilowatt. I haven't really had any rusting issues at all with this thing. It is keeping the machinery quite rust free. And it's burned up 17 kilowatt hours in 6,522 hours. So It's like an average of 2 watts, 2.6 watts. Not too bad. It's better than having to oil it or rust it. So, just a little update on that. Well, we updated the grinder again. Finally retired my green wheels. Since I got the thing, I haven't had to grind any carbide at all. So, got a aluminum oxide wheel for the left side. Of course, it didn't fit because Chinese 6 inches doesn't equal Imperial 6 inches. So I had to turn down the outside again and get it to fit. But it's it's a 46 grit rough wheel, and on the right I got 100 grit. So now we're all set up for tool steel. Aluminum oxide on both sides. Works real good. I think the next thing I'm going to do is make some what do you call them, protractors for the slots, since I didn't get those with this grinder. I bought it used, but seems like it's easy enough to make a couple, or one of them for each side. And we'll just keep progressing with this thing. Still grinds real good. It's real smooth. Once I dressed the wheels, all the vibration went out of it. And, that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Well, we got a little more organized in the shop this week. Got a little more crowded, too. Finally bit the bullet and got the last end cabinet to my tool island, which of course necessitated me rearranging the whole mess again. But pretty happy with it. Now I got plenty of space here to lay things out on. Got a R8 collet rack. Used to have a small one attached to the front of my mill, but since I have this nice workspace here now, I bought a rack and put my collets in it. And now I got my ER32s over near the lathe here, which is kind of nice. And because of expanding my tool island, I ended up moving this cabinet over here where the grinder used to be, and created a little table shelf thing for my tool grinder. So now all my grinders are in one little corner, which will hopefully allow me to keep the crud away from the machinery, the abrasive crud. Haven't been doing too much machining lately, mostly organizing, but I did manage to take a little hint from Tubal Cain off his recent video and made me one of these for my edge finder. And what this does is allows you to stick it in any number of sized collets, so you don't have to change them if you want to find an edge. So I didn't record that because it was pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's what's been going on. Oh, I did find a sale on Inco and ended up getting a new tool, which is a very nice indicator from SPI. So that's going to be my new lathe lathe and mill measuring device instead of the round dial. I also bought myself a nice digital micrometer from SPI, but unfortunately it arrived dead, so I had to send it back. I won't have that for another week now. Well, it was unfortunate because it was really nice, but it didn't work. So yeah, Inco took it back, sent me shipping label, the whole 9 yards. And hopefully in the next Doodads I'll be able to show you that. Other than that, just a little quickie to show you a little update. Oh yeah, I haven't cut up my boiler heat exchanger yet, but when I bought my end cabinet, I also picked up this torch head from Harbor Freight, and I used a coupon for it, so it cost me less than 20 bucks. It's 500,000 BTUs. And let me tell you, man, when this thing is going, it is roaring. So I'm going to try to use this for the burner on the aluminum forge. It may not last, but if it does, it ought to melt aluminum like it's nobody's business. And it's got a turbo nozzle on it. So when you squeeze that lever, I mean, you can actually feel the thrust coming out of the end of that thing. It's a roaring flame. So anyways, yeah, that's what's been going on here. A lot of organizing, a little bit of building, and some new cabinets. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.